to be riding on a tram, you're riding in history.
So the trams first commenced in 1890, but back in those days the batteries didn't have enough power in them and the trams couldn't get up the hills. And so the battery company went broke after only 13 weeks. However, Bendigo being a progressive city, they decided, well no, we want a tramway system here, and so they introduced the electric tram. So this tram depot here, this was built in 1903 for electric trams, and trams have been running from here ever since. They ceased as a passenger service in 1972, and it was only when the trams finished running as a passenger service that I thought, oh, there's a bit of history gone from Bendigo now. A bit like when they take down old verandas and that sort of thing. Once they've gone, they've gone. But fortunately, the locals of Bendigo also realised that there was so much history here, so they petitioned the state government to keep the Golden Square to North Bendigo tram line open to run these historic vehicles. They realised there was tourist potential here. And so we've been running the tourist service now for about 45 years. When the trams are being run as a passenger service, the organisation running the tramways was known as the State Electricity Commission. They also ran the trams in Ballarat and Geelong. And the SEC purchased most of their trams, mainly second-hand from Melbourne. So for example, number 84 here, that's over 100 years old. But that was originally built to run for the Paran and Malvern Tramways Trust in Melbourne, and was brought to Bendigo in the 1930s. Now the workmen here have restored this tram back to how it looked when it was first built over 100 years ago, with the lead light windows and the beautiful varnished timbers and so forth. The other interesting thing is, I mean, these trams, as you can see, are built to last. I mean, you don't get many other vehicles over 100 years old still doing as good a job today as they did back 100 years ago. For someone spending a weekend, for example, in Bendigo, the ideal thing to do would be to get a tram ticket and then use the tram to go around to see lots of the historic sites in Bendigo. You know, they can get off the tram at any stop and get another tram later on for no extra cost. Their ticket is valid for 2 consecutive days, so you've got to get on the tram because it's historic, it's informative and it's fun.